Assalamu alaikum everyone, welcome to my channel. On my previous Aventador review, a lot of people were asking to do a Huracan. So I'm back at Toronto Auto Brokers and they have this lime green Lamborghini Huracan 580-2. So let's start this full in-depth review by talking about the Huracan and Lamborghini. So the Lamborghini Huracan. In Lamborghini's complete fleet, the most expensive Lamborghini that they sell, and it's not a limited edition, is the Aventador. After the Aventador is the Huracan, after the Huracan it's the Urus. They have three models for Lamborghini. The Huracan is mainly the most seller because it's a supercar and it is not that expensive. Aventador is the supercar but it's way too expensive. Urus is the SUV. So that's why the Huracan is in the middle. At 2015 they released the first generation of the Huracan, that is this model, the first generation Lamborghini Huracan. Very simple looking, very nice, but for 2015 it was a pretty good looking car. But a lot of things are similar with the Audi R8. After the 2015 model, they updated at the 2017 with the Performante, and then after that with the Evo, and then now it has the Ultima and the STO. But this is the first generation, that's why it looks quite different from the latest generation Huracan. Let's start by showing you the front. So I'm going to keep the daytime running lights on and show you the front because the car is way too loud. So this car has some aftermarket stuff. So this car has a forged carbon aftermarket front lip. It has the front number plate slot placed right there, and this is fully forged carbon, and this is the aftermarket front lip. The 580-2 gets a different looking front end than the 610. The 610 means it has 610 horsepower, the 580 has 580 horsepower. This is two-wheel drive and the 610 is four-wheel drive. And the 580-2 has a different looking front end because you have more openings and it's quite different. But the 610 gets a different look considering it has more horsepower and it is a four-wheel drive variant, but the 580-2 is the two-wheel drive variant, so it's quite different. If you get up from there, you have the LED headlights that are pretty cool looking. You have the Aventador has it, the Huracan has it, and the Urus isn't even a real Lamborghini. So as we're showing the front, let me also show you the practicality and the storage areas for the front too. So if I get inside right now, and then if I start up the car and turn on the full headlights, so foot on the brake, pressing the start button, and there the car turns on. So this is with the full lights on. This is with the car's hazards light. And then if I want to turn on the high beam, I just press this button on the steering wheel. This is the high beam off, high beam off. And now if I come outside and show you the lights, as the car is very loud, I'm going to turn the car off, but I'm going to still turn the headlights on. So at least I could just show you guys the headlights. The hazards are the complete thing, but the main headlights are the projector setup and the daytime running lights. Overall, it's a sleek looking light, very tiny but pretty powerful. You have parking sensors at the front and obviously the side reflectors. Pretty good looking in my opinion. Overall, the front of the Huracan is very nice, but now let's come to the car's side profile and practicality. The key is pretty much as the Audi car, as you know. The only thing difference is the Lamborghini logo here and the Lamborghini written on the back. And then the buttons, lock, unlock, and the front opening. If I want to open the front, I just hold this button and then the front opens. And this is the only storage area for the Huracan. So if I just press this, I can lift it up. And then you have 130 liters of storage that gets covered with the car cover and the tire repair kit and the pluggers for the jump starters. That's pretty much it. If I want to close the hood, I was actually looking for Audi badge, but I couldn't find one. But everyone knows under the hood that this is a Audi. Let me show you the car's side profile now. So let's get started. So the Lamborghini Huracan. The Lamborghini Huracan is in the middle because the Aventador is the hyper/supercar with the V12. That's the top. Then it's the Huracan, and then it's the Urus, the SUV. So everyone pretty much buys the Huracan the most because this is a supercar and it's not that expensive as the Aventador. Let me show you the car's side profile. So this is the coupe version, but you can also get a Spider version for the Huracan. Now if we come to the car's wheels. The wheels on the Huracan are good looking, but these have the black wheels with the color matched calipers. So you have acid green color calipers with black wheels, and the front disc thickness is 14.4 inches with double wishbone suspension and coil springs, but it is adaptive, and you have the front lift that actually lifts the front end and gets it down. You have Pirelli P0 tires on this car, and it overall looks incredible. And the side reflector is always there for reflecting. Exterior mirror is pretty simple, you can just see the sides and that's pretty much it. But if we come back, you can see this aftermarket side skirt that also has forged carbon in it and a little intake here to feed the car's engine. It's cool and nice, and this actually matches the front splitter, side skirts, and the rear wing. Door handle's cool, you know why? It's a Lamborghini Huracan, so when you unlock the car, it pops open and then you can open the frameless doors. Overall, it looks pretty good with all of this frameless door. It's nice looking. And then if I come to the car's rear bit, I can show you the car's rear wheels. So the rear wheels are 305 35 ZR19s. You have a little smaller brakes, but they are 13.3 inches. And then you have a limited slip diff, obviously, with double wishbone suspension and coil springs, but adaptive. And then you have the reflector for the rear end. If you look at this car from this angle, you can see how wide the fender is and how aerodynamic this car actually looks. Because this is a car that's designed in 2014-16. So it actually looks very incredible because it has a wing inside the car's body, so it lifts it up. It looks very nice in my opinion. Now let me show you the car's rear. Before we get to the back, the car's fuel tank is actually on this side, and if the car's unlocked, if you just press here, you can pop it open and it is capless. And then you can fill up the car's 85-liter tank for a Huracan, and it has a V10, so it can eat up that fuel really quick. Now let me show you the car's rear and the car's powertrain. So now let me show you the car's rear. So the rear of the Huracan actually comes into the difference with the 580 and the 610. The 580 has a bigger accent here than the 610, so people can understand this is the cheaper model, not the more expensive model. But overall, it looks good anyways. If you didn't know, Lamborghini is the Italian manufacturer, but it's owned by Volkswagen. And Volkswagen also owns Audi. And Audi or Lamborghini are in the same department in car engineering and car manufacturing. So that's why a lot of things are pretty similar. If we start showing you from the bottom, you have a very nice looking diffuser with quad tips and chrome. You have the car's parking sensors all around, and then the quad tips are the nicest tips that Lamborghini used to make, but now there's only two. You have the number plate slot there with the reversing camera. You have the openings here so the hot air can come out from the car's exhaust manifold. You have the Lamborghini logo there with the upper stop brake light, and the car's rear tail lights actually look very nice. This forged carbon fiber spoiler was aftermarket with the side skirts and the front lip. That actually looks nice too. For this model, there was only this engine bay, but for the updated model, the facelifted model, you can get a glass roof. But this is okay, but the glass roof was be better, but the previous owner of this car actually paint matched it with the car's exterior color, so it looks much better. But if I show you the car's engine bay, I can open it up from the button placement here. So if I just press that, there it should open up. Then I can just lift up it, and the hydraulic struts are going to do the rest of the work. So now let's come to the car's engine. The engine bay is completely covered, but this has the same engine for the 610 and the 580. It has a 5.2 liter naturally aspirated V10 that is powering the rear wheels for this car, but the 610 is the four-wheel drive variant. You have your dual clutch automatic transmission, not the single clutch as the Aventador, but the Huracan gets the dual clutch. That's more practical. It's producing 580 horsepower, same as what's written, but the 610 horsepower produces more, and it actually is faster for the 0 to 60 times. Overall, it looks nice. The engine bay is located here. You have the crossbar on top to hold the engine, and overall, it just looks really, really nice. And then if we come from the back to the carbon spoiler, the forged carbon actually looks very nice. You can see the carbons inside. And the engine bay is very easy to close and open, as you just saw. So for closing the engine bay, I could just get it closer. There we go, closed right up. And now I'm going to get inside and show you guys the car's rear tail lights, and then I'm just going to turn it on and come outside, and then we're going to go inside the interior. So here we are. So this is with the car on ignition. This is with the brake, and this is without the brake, and the full lights are on with the rear fog lights and the hazards lights. The overall tail lights of the car is pretty simple, but it's nice after being simple. This blinks, you have a very nice looking accent, and it actually looks incredible. It all the way goes there with the Lamborghini logo in the center, and then you have the same on the other side, and it actually suits the car. Now let me show you the car's interior and show you the other features. So now we are on the inside of the Huracan. Overall, this is the only part where it's more different than the Audi, but you have a full leather dash. You have Lamborghini written right here where your passenger airbag is. You have your lockable glove box with decent amount of room where your owner's manual is, and then you have the other airbag placed on the top. It's pretty good looking in my opinion because you have two AC vents at the center, one AC vent over there, and you can turn it off and on too. And then the floor mats also say Huracan in it, and it has the same pipeline as the exterior and the interior color. You have the comfort seats with the Lamborghini logo embossed on the top, but these are very nicely spec'd because it matches the exterior color of the car too, and overall it looks pretty good. You have some vanity mirrors up here with a little mirror for both of the sides, but no lights because you have two reading lights here and the rear view mirror. But the problem is you can't see anything because this has the non-glass roof, but the glass one is much nicer, but this has the non-glass one. But the generation after this, or the facelifted model, has the glass one. But overall it looks good. If you open this section, you have a little storage area with your USB and your 12-volt socket. You have your parking brake here. This is for putting the car into reverse, manual mode, and park. This is your engine start stop. You can lift this up or you can just start it up from here. You have some shortcut buttons and you have some other buttons here that I'm going to show you right now. Now let me show you this entire part. So for that, let's put the car in ignition. So let's flip this up, press this button, and the car goes to ignition. This is your shortcut buttons for your car's infotainment system that is actually located into the instrument cluster, and you have your shortcut buttons here. This is the button for your climate control that you can see here. You have some buttons here for your windows, auto start stop, parking sensor, the car's hazard, traction control, the front lift, and the window from my side. And you have the small gauge with the battery voltage, oil temperature, and oil pressure. But on the newer generation you get the infotainment systems, but the AC vents are on top of it. If we come to the car steering now, the steering is manually tilt and telescopic for saving more weight, but it's nice how the steering actually looks because you have some buttons here for your windshield wiper, and you have some buttons here for the car's headlights, so for the high beam, for the hazards, and then you have the drive mode buttons located here. You have some shortcut buttons on the side too, but these are actually for the car's trip information and not for the actual instrument cluster. But now let me show you the car's instrument cluster. So now let's come out the car because we're pretty much done showing you guys the interior. So if you like this review, make sure you hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Thanks to Toronto Auto Brokers for providing this car to me so I can do a full in-depth review of it. Until then, I'll see you next time. Be connected to all my social medias. That's going to be in the description. Until then, stay safe, stay home.